everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Andy Watson. Before we dive into Kiki, which is Todd and Julie Chrisley trying to make sure that their granddaughter stays not necessarily in their care, because we all know they're headed to the clink clink, but they want them to stay within their immediate family and the drama that is ensuing. And they are clapping back at her biological mother, who obviously wants her daughter back. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a Kiki is always better with community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So Todd and Julie Chrisley, just like a slew of reality stars, have been faced with fraud charges. And usually with fraud and these reality stars, it is always about money, right? Who they're defrauding, who they're debunking, like who they're stealing from, whether it's the victims, whether it's the government, whether it's taxpayers, whether it's their family, whether it's so much. The list could go on and on. We all know the highlighted people, Joe and Teresa Giudice, Jen Shaw and Coach Shaw, Erica Jane Girardi, Tom Girardi, Apollo Nida. Like, the list could go on and on and on and on and on about the fraudsters. And Todd and Julie are just the latest in that list. But what we're talking about today is their other battle, which is for their granddaughter, Chloe. So let's dive right on in. So as a background, let's go through this article, and this is from this is from TMZ. So this one's from TMZ. This will give the background, and then we'll go over Todd and Julie's response. Okay. So it says, exclusive, Todd and Julie and Chrisley custody battle over granddaughter. The mother of Todd and Julie Chrisley's granddaughter is vowing to get her daughter back, and the path could be clear now that Todd and Julie are headed to prison. Angela Johnson, the mother of 10-year-old Chloe, tells TMZ she's in the process of getting the gears turning to regain full custody of her daughter. Todd currently has full custody of Chloe. She says she's been working with a legal team for years to get Chloe back, but concedes it's been super tough to gain traction. Chloe and the Chrisleys lived in Atlanta before the Chrisleys moved to Tennessee. Dun, 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 dun. Angela, who currently lives in South Carolina, tells us all the moves have created a jurisdictional nightmare in her custody battle. Angela had Chloe with Kyle, Todd and Julia's son, back in 2012. Kyle lost custody in 2016 because of his drug addiction, leaving Angela to share custody with Todd. Woo, okay. This is, okay. Side note, I need the reason why when Kyle, who's the son, lost custody of his daughter because of his own drug addiction, why did Angela then not get full custody of her child? Because I know, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I know that grandparent rights are not the same as parental rights. So how did the custody automatically go from Kyle to Todd? Because usually if two people have a child and one of the parents cannot be, a parent, then that parent gets full custody. We need more information, but let's keep going. Angela was arrested that same year for allegedly filing a false application for Medicaid assistance. So all these people are committing fraud, leaving Todd with sole custody. Again, why did Todd have custody in the first place? He's a grandparent, not a parent. We need that information. All right, let's keep going. Angela has copped a plea to put that case behind her, and now she wants her daughter back. She's got to give, since Something's got to give since Todd was just sentenced to 12 years in prison for bank fraud and tax evasion. So they're all in the dysfunction. They're all in the frauds, okay? As we reported, Savannah Chrisley vowed last month she'd be getting custody of Chloe once her parents are locked up, but clearly Angela is not down with that. ... Stay tuned. So we have stayed tuned. And now this is according to the insider. Now Todd and Julie are clapping back at Angela's allegations that, she wants custody, this, that, and the third. Okay. Now let's dive into that part. And this is according to Insider. Todd and Julie Chrisley hit back at biological mom of adopted Chloe. So now she's adopted. Now she's adopted. Chloe 10 after she said she wants custody back amid their legal troubles. Okay. Todd and Julie Chrisley have spoken out after the biological mother of their adopted daughter, Chloe 10, announced her plans to regain custody following their recent prison sentencing for tax evasion and bank fraud. Here we go again, where I need additional information. Do you have custody or is she adopted? Because those are two different things. If Todd and Julie legally adopted Chloe, I don't think that the mother can now then go back and fight to get custody back. Someone can have custody of your children without having legally adopted them. So, see, now we need more information with these fraudsters. Does she have custody or is she adopted? Those are two different things. Like, for example, say a mother or a father gives up their child and then that child is then adopted out. That's different. You know what I mean? How are you can't go back and say, psych, I want my baby back. See, Chrisley's, you guys need to stop with the faking and the frauding. A, why did Todd have custody in to begin with? And do you have custody or is she legally adopted? Okay, let's keep going. For example, what happened in Roa? Marlo Hampton had custody of her nephews, but she did not legally adopt them. You see what I'm saying? Listen, here we go. All right. Todd and Julie have spoken out after the biological mother of their adopted daughter. Okay, we went over that. The couple, best known to television audience for their USA Network reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, were sentenced to a combined 19 years in prison on fraud convictions in November. Shortly after their eldest daughter together, Savannah Chrisley shared that she had been granted custody of both her niece, Chloe, and her 16-year-old brother, Grayson. However, earlier this week, Chloe's biological mother, Angela Johnson, announced that she is seeking to regain full custody of the preteen. Johnson told TMZ she has yet to file any official paperwork, but she hopes to go back to court to get Chloe back home. That is what we already talked through. In response, Julie, 49, and her 53-year-old real estate mogul husband released a statement to People via their attorney Wednesday. Now, this is the thing. How are we still calling him a real estate mogul when he's literally going to jail for 12 years for fraud? Stop. That's why I said, why are you now saying she's your adopted daughter when it seems more like you have custody of your granddaughter? Stop playing in our faces, Chrisleys. Stop playing in our faces. That's why you're going to jail for 19 years. Anyway. Released a statement to People via their attorney Wednesday in which they stated that Johnson's proposed plan is, quote, simply not legally correct or even valid. Todd and Julie are saddened by the unfortunate and misleading narrative currently being portrayed in the media regarding Chloe, the statement began. Jessica Doyle, the family attorney who handled Chloe's adoption process, said that Johnson's, quote, parental rights were terminated when she voluntarily surrendered her parental rights to Todd and Julie Chrisley on March 24th, 2017. Okay. Doyle added that Johnson has had no contact with her minor child since 2015. Todd and Julie Chrisley don't just have custody of Chloe, they are her legal parents through adoption, Doyle continued. Thank you for clearing that up. Da, 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 da. I have reviewed the public statements made by Angela Johnson. They are simply not legally correct or valid. After gave up his parental rights in light of his drug addiction. I think I had some internet stuff going, so I'll read that again. His biological granddaughter with Johnson after his son Kyle gave up his parental rights in light of his drug addiction. Todd and Julie were then given sole custody of the child after Johnson was arrested for, quote, allegedly filing a false application for Medicaid assistance, according to TMZ. Last week, Chloe's older sister and now legal guardian shared that the 10-year-old is well aware of the family legal woes because she listens more than you think. Well, yeah, she's a kid. In a pre-recorded episode of her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, Julie joined her eldest daughter to discuss how the family was coping before the sentencing. Chloe is really nosy. She'll put on her headphones and act like she's listening to something when in reality nothing's on, Savannah said. So all the legal issues we've had going on, she's heard about and she's dealing with it in her own way. And with the help of therapist, Julie interjected. Then they explained that Chloe has had a psychologist since she was a toddler, since Julie and Todd wanted to stay on top of her mental health and what's best for her interest. AKA, you guys are getting ahead of you knew what might be a legal battle to keep her. This, again, everything's always too on the nose. So you're doing this podcast before the sentencing, talking about getting her therapist and doing that for her mental health, all of which I agree with, all of which I co-sign, but all very conveniently plays into this narrative of she's better off with us than with her biological mother, right? Okay. On November 21st, the Chrisleys were found guilty of defrauding banks out of more than $30 million by providing fake financial statements, which made it look like they were wealthier than they were. So this is the thing. Todd and Julie, you did fraud for $30 million. Angela, the mother of Chloe, was trying to get Medicaid. She was trying to get some free health care. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the difference of these frauds. You're trying to call into question Angela's rights to her daughter, whose best interest it is. Angela was trying to get free health care. I think that's what Medicaid is, right? You guys check me on this. She was trying to get free health care. I think that's Medicaid. Y'all got $30 million. Miss me on that one. Okay, Todd was given 12 years in prison and 16 months probation, while Julie received 7 years in prison and 16 months probation. Peter Tarantino, their accountant, was sentenced to 36 months in prison for his role in the scheme. Now, this is the thing. I have to be transparent. I don't watch their show. Obviously, I know of them. I know who they are, but I don't watch their show. Now, this insider article answered a lot of questions that I raised at the beginning of the video. Is she legally adopted? Is it just custody? So, we put on our candy cane critical thinking hats. We asked the right questions. Then we got the answers. I want to know under what conditions, under what situations did the mother, Angela, give up her parental rights? Was it under duress? Do you know what I mean? But they said she hasn't seen her since 2015. It's now 2022. And now all of a sudden, Angela's coming out saying she wants custody of her daughter. but she hasn't filed any paperwork. She hasn't filed any paperwork over the last alleged 7 years. So there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack, but I want to know what you guys think. First, what do you think about, the Chrisleys going to jail, going to prison, just another reality star couple or individual going to jail for fraud? What do you think about that? Put it down below. Also, what do you think about them having, allegedly adopted and having custody of their granddaughter? But isn't it weird that they're calling her daughter when they're the grandparents? Something is weird. There's something just fishy. There's something off about this to me. I don't know why grandparents would adopt a child and then say, this is my daughter, when clearly the child knows you're my grandparents, because their son Kyle is still alive and around. So is the mother. Maybe not around, but she's aware of who she is. That to me is iffy. I would say I adopted my granddaughter, not this is my adopted daughter. To me, there's some gaslighting. There's some weird, I don't know, there's just a lot of weird, this is just weird to me. It's weird. I don't think we're getting the full story, but I'm interested in it. I'm interested in following it, but I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about Todd and Julie? And what do you think about Chloe? Again, she's a child, but where do you think she belongs? Does she belong with her aunt, Savannah, who now has custody of her? Does she belong with her aunt? Or do you think, no, she belongs with her mother? If the mother wants custody back, let's do our due diligence. Let's make sure the mother is in a place to take care of the child. But if she wants the child back, she should have her back. Or do you think, nope, they may be fraudsters, but at the end of the day, they brought her up for this whole time. They were willing to take her in. They wanted to adopt her. She's a part of their family. It's also blood. They are blood related. It's his son Kyle's daughter. She belongs with them. What do you guys think? Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because the key is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!